Hi Tanvi, let's just wait for a couple of minutes to see if more people join. Hello Devotati. Hi, I see three people, Shrestha, Tanvi, Devotati. Okay, we'll just wait for one more minute before we start. Please hang on till then. Hi Shrestha. So I think we can start, and as and when people join, they can join the live. They are welcome to join the live. So today's topic again, one topic that usually, a lot of people say that you had too much of expectation from this person or from this situation or from certain things, and it did not turn out, and you are now disappointed. So all in all, expectation is something which is a part of our daily conversation, or a part, or it is considered as the root of major root of all the sufferings that we might have. Okay, so when it comes to expectations, if I'm looking at how psychology defines expectation, it's a very basic definition that how you want to see or how you want to expect a situation to be. So that is what is expectations. Hi Khushbu, thank you for joining. So it is a strong belief that something is going to happen. Basically, something will happen according to the way you want it. That is exactly what expectations is. Now there is no problem in thinking that way till the time it starts impacting your reality, and that's where this session, that is the reason why this session has been designed, because expectations, self expectation, expectation from others, or whatever expectation from situations, anything that you might have, this kind of impacts your perspectives about the situation and about the person or about yourself, and that has an impact on the way you choose to see your reality. Now, before we move ahead, it is very important to understand one particular principle on which the entire concept of expectation, reality, perspective is dependent. That is called perception is projection. Now, what is perception is projection? Perception means that whatever we have inside, that is exactly what we project outside. So if we are extremely angry, we have anger inside, that's why we are able to project it outside. If something does not exist within ourselves, we will not be able to see it anybody else. For example, if I don't know the taste of caviar, no matter till the time I taste it, no matter how much you try and explain it to me, I will not understand that. So it's simply similarly, whatever emotions, whether it's positive or negative, till the time it's within me, I will not be able to see it or understand that it exists in somebody else. So when I say that, that person is this, that person is that, I am feeling extremely angry, I'm feeling extremely disappointed, these feelings are there within me. That's why I've been able to identify them in others. When it comes to expectations, you want certain thing to happen in certain way, you want certain people to behave in certain ways, or you want yourself to behave in certain ways, and that has a direct impact on the way you choose to see your reality. So for example, I XYZ, whoever the person is, I want that person to always agree to what I am saying. So my reality would be, this person listens to me, and as long as the person is listening to me, everything is fine, my relationship is okay, and the person loves me like that. The moment one day the person chooses not to listen to me or say something else, then that day my reality is a little bit of shaken. That day my reality is a little bit of shattered, and suddenly my understanding of that person, or my understanding of the relationship that I shared with the person, is also shattered. So basically what we choose to see as reality is an illusion. There is nothing called reality. That's why everybody says sab maya. because the way you look at something, let's both of us are looking at wall, but the way you will look at wall and I will look at wall, it will be different. And that is exactly what expectations, or that is exactly what reality leads to, basically. So expectations is a strong belief that something is going to happen like this, and if it does not happen, then it leads to disappointment, misery, and a lot many other negative emotions. So I will start with there was a book by Charles Dickens. Anybody has read that book, Great Expectations? Anyone out of 4 of you who are watching me live right now? Anybody read the book by Charles Dickens, Great Expectations? Yes, no, maybe. If it's a no, you can tell me no, it's okay if you have not read that. Devadati says yes, I was expecting a yes from her. So Great Expectation was actually a part of our course book also in CBSE. So in Great Expectation, there was this character called Pip, so who inherits money from somebody. Now we had the ISC as a part of the curriculum. Yes, it was also part of the CBSE curriculum, Great Expectation. So it was in standard 8 or 9 or something like that. So there's this character called Pip, and that person kind of inherits money from a benefactor, and this person thinks now he can get married to the girl of his dreams. But later on, as the story unfolds, he gets to know that money was necessarily not a part of the bigger plan. He could have still got married to that girl without having that money being inherited from the inherited from the benefactor. So the thing is, now what happened is, in the meantime, while he was trying to inherit money, and in the process somewhere he compromised, or he did not appreciate the things which he already had. So kind of a lot of things were taken for granted, and because his expectation was only if I had money I will get married to this girl, and so everything else became secondary. But when he understood that the money was not important, and then he realized it was too late, and he has already taken a lot of things for granted. Based on this Great Expectation story, a research was also conducted. This was conducted between 2 groups of people. Now who are these 2 groups of people? These 2 groups of people are one was the group that was both the groups were given chocolates. So their favorite chocolates were given, but the only difference was one group was given an instruction along with the chocolate. That instruction was that you spent this much of money to have this chocolate. So, and the other group was just given the chocolate, and then their reaction was recorded in terms of a device that was used to record the pleasure. So it was observed that those people who were given the instruction that you had spent this much of money to get the chocolate, their degree of pleasure was lesser compared to those who were actually not given the amount or not quoted the amount. So they were only given the chocolate without any other conditions. So that is exactly what happens when we have certain expectation, when we have certain beliefs that this is how the situation has to be. And that is exactly what the impact of expectation is. And if expectation is not matching up to our reality, what does it lead to? Of course, stress, anxiety, disappointment, and if it's happening over and over and over and over again, it can also be one of the reasons behind your depression. So, and another thing is, it is very important to understand that often our expectations are based on, like, not all of us, but there are many people I have seen, their expectation is based on the fact that looking at other people's best moments. So basically the comparison is between your worst moments and other people's best moments. Now how do you understand the other people's best moments? Very interestingly, by looking at their social media updates. Now social media updates, we all know, goes through a lot of filters, goes through a lot of editing. So based on that moment, you kind of compare with your worst moments, and then suddenly your expectation, your reality is shattered, and you feel even more miserable. So that is another way of how your expectation kind of impacts your mood, impacts the stability and sanity of the mind as well. So you might now ask me question, the reason why this session was kept. There are a lot of question people asks, that is how do you manage then expectation? Can you at all manage your expectation? The answer is a yes and a no, both. We are all human beings, so we will have expectations, no matter how much unless you have completely attained mukti from all the material pleasures of your life, you will still continue to have certain bit of expectations. But the fact is, I am not going to tell that you can live without any expectations of maya hai mode. No, I'm not going to tell you all these things, because it's not possible till the time you attain that liberation from all material pleasures. So till then, what do you do? There are very simple things that we can do, and I have done these things. That's why I know that these things work. First things first is, when you're in a new situation, and we are about to new situation, when it comes to yourself, your experiences, your relationship with somebody, just try and understand what are you looking for. It is very important to understand that in this relationship, in this situation, or in yourself, in this new situation, what is that you are expecting, what are the things that you want. Now there can be two things that might happen from this. Either it works out for you, which will be great, that means you had realistic expectation. It might not work out for you. Now if it does not work out for you, there are two questions that you ask yourself. Do you consider, or does your expectation have to be this way? Or it can be, are there different perspectives or different ways of looking at it? Or secondly, the next question that you can ask is, was that realistic to expect so much? Often we expect a lot from ourselves or from somebody, and this person is kind of getting pressurized and kind of getting burdened under so much of expectation, and somewhere the essence of the relationship, essence of anything is lost. And most importantly, ask this question when it is not you, when it is somebody else, which is mostly the case. Just ask this question: is the person worth it, worth your expectations? Because often we expect the wrong things from wrong people. And if you're about to ask me, how do you understand whether you're expecting wrong things from wrong people, you would not. You will only understand halfway, when you are expecting and the person is continuously failing to meet the expectation. So there can be two reasons for that. A, either you are expecting too much from the person. B, the person is not worth your expectations. Or C, you need to kind of manage your the way, or manage your beliefs about what this person can give you. Because we often put a lot of people on a pedestal, but we are all human beings. We can make errors, and I have also seen a lot of people who believes in this concept of one mistake and you are out, this kind of a rule. And that is not a very good thing in relationship, because you are about to make errors, and the more errors you make, the more communication, it opens more doors for communication, unless it's grave errors, of course. And you can get to know each other, what do you want from each other. Because just the way the person is faltering in meeting your expectations, you might also be faltering meeting somebody's expectation. You might also tell me that, no, I have always done a lot without them asking. So that is also another mistake that you have done, that you have done more than what you should have. And you are silently or subconsciously also expect at least this much you do. If I am doing this, do so many things for you, the person might not have asked these things from you. But if you are doing it and simultaneously you are asking something in return, that's not fair also. So all I'm trying to make you understand here is, I'm not saying that the other person is not at fault when they are continuously faltering meeting your expectations. But what I'm saying is, you cannot change the other person. You can only change your attitude towards things. If you are expecting that, only if the person is at the same page, only if two people are communicating with each other, this is what I'm looking from you, this is what I want from you, then you would not never have problems with meeting each other's expectations. And somebody will falter at certain point of time. Not everybody will be able to meet your expectations every time, no matter how much the person loves you. It is just not possible. We are all human beings. We have priorities, and just because I did not meet your expectation does not mean you are not in my priority list. You are still in my priority list, but something else just took a little upper hand today, or for a week, or for some time. That does not mean that suddenly your importance is lost. It's not like that. We often read more into the situation than what it is right now. So, overthinking, over expectations, and too much of burdening the person with all the eggs in your basket into one basket is incorrect. So a lot of you might have watched the movie Dear Zindagi. So in Dear Zindagi there is this dialogue, right? Like, if you are burdening one person with the expectation of all relationships, that's too much for that person to fulfill. So you might have somebody who might fulfill the coffee wala relationship, some people who might fulfill the movie date wala relationship, some people who will fulfill the book fair relationship, some people is only for talking. If you are expecting everything from one person, that becomes a little too much for that person, and that's where the reality starts shattering. Now I have been talking for a long. In case you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Either I'm not making any sense, or either I'm absolutely clear. I don't know what is happening, but if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Okay. So in case what is happening is not what you expected, just appreciate what you have, like appreciate or have a very objective understanding of the situation, like what is happening. Either you are over expecting, or the person is not understanding that you want these things from the person. Being vocal is important, being expressing is important, or being telling the person that these are the things, not like a Spencer's Chane ka list, like slowly and steadily making the person understand that these are the various things that I'm looking for. So slowly making the person understand these things are important in a relationship, or even with yourself. So for example, you have a program, you did not do really well because you had an idea that this is how I want to perform. You visualize, but it did not work out like that, because reality is different from the way you visualized. And then you start telling, I am good for nothing and this and that. That's over expecting, that overestimating yourself. Often we also overestimate that our happiness. When I say overestimation of happiness, what I mean is very simple. Overestimation of happiness means that you thought, if the situation is like this, then I will be this much happy. So let's say if I go to that hill station, only then I will be extremely happy. So this is, and when you are actually in that hill station, you probably might not like it. That's exactly what happened with me in the month of January, when I thought that when I will be in Darjeeling, I'll be extremely happy, because that had been my childhood dream. But when I landed there and my entire experience had been horrible, it was not what I really expected it to be, and that was a complete shattering of reality. So that is exactly happens in different phases of life. We often overestimate with the idea of how it would be, but whatever we think, it will never be that in reality, because reality has a lot of other factors which we don't consider when we are thinking about how situation would be. When we are thinking, either we think all negative, or we try and think in a very dreamy situation, but realistically thinking in every situation becomes a little difficult for a lot of people. I'm not saying for everybody, but for a lot of people. Okay, so overestimation of how it would have been if I would have been there, these things also kind of mars your mood, that kind of impacts your mood and impacts your experience as well, right? So just remember that there is something called Pygmalion effect. Now what is Pygmalion effect? Now the entire industry, I'm not sure if Khushbu is there. Khushbu is still there, right? Hopefully no, Khushbu is not there, otherwise she would have understood what I'm talking about. So Pygmalion effect is, let's say it's a cycle of how you treat people is actually tells them about how much they are able to do, and that kind of impacts their actions, and their action further reinforces your belief about that person. So for example, I'll give a very simple example, and this Pygmalion effect is working in every point in our life. So for example, I'll take example of, I think Kunal is there in this. Yeah, Kunal, I'm taking your example. Okay, please, I'm just taking this example so that you will be able to resonate. So for example, Kunal is an excellent dancer, and my idea of Kunal is like he is very good dancer. So Kunal feels great that okay, I am a good dancer and I will be able to do great. So that kind of boosts up his morale and he does excellent, and then that reinforces my thought that yes, I was right, Kunal was a good dancer. And this again, when I tell, see, I told you would be a good dancer, and Kunal said yes, thank you. So it is a positive reinforcement. Similarly, I will show you how a negative reinforcement works. This person is not good. The moment I will try and talk with this person is hopeless. They cannot do anything about that. So this is what you think about this person. The person feels, oh my God, this lady does not like me. No matter what I do, they will not like me, and automatically their self-esteem is down. And let's say they do half-heartedly something, and of course the result is not that great, and then again you feel, see, I told you you will be doing wrong and I was absolutely right about you, and then again this cycle continues. So this negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement is the Pygmalion effect, and that kind of impacts your expectations that you have from yourself, as well as the kind of impression you create on others. So while the word expectation is this much, but there are a lot of science, a lot of psychology that goes beyond it. So for example, I'll give an example of Shrestha. So let's Shrestha designed a trailer. No matter how many people tells her, you know, this is excellent, I know till the time I tell her that this is very good and these things, she will continue to have this thing. What did she think about this? What did she thought about this? So now when I'm saying that, you know, this is good, so that increases her confidence. Yes, she also told that it is good, and it's a positive reinforcement. But when I say, you know what, this thing could have been like this, a little bit of like that, suddenly her esteem becomes a little low. Suddenly just it becomes a little low, and she starts thinking, yeah, मेरे से तो कुछ नहीं होगा, it is not happening, like फिर से करना पड़ेगा. So this is how we kind of build expectation from each other. This is kind of the impression we create on each other, and that is how we expect it from each other. And trust me, these expectations, this ball game is very complicated. We think it is all here. It is not only here, it is also the way we are communicating with each other. So be very, very careful about the way you communicate, because it is not only about your expectation from that person, it is also about their expectation from themselves. So if you are positively reinforcing, the person would expect more from themselves and they will be able to bring up more potential. But if you are continuously being negative and critical, then the person is actually starts getting into their shell, no matter how positive the person is. And I know that because I have been through both the sides of the coin. So I know exactly how it works. Okay. So we are almost towards the end of today's session. So the question is, if it is an unrealistic expectation that you have from someone or from yourself, what do you do? How do you manage that? Of course, you have to be a little bit flexible. Don't make it a do or die situation in your life. Second thing is, be very compassionate towards yourself and towards people, because that's exactly the world is missing now. Be patient, be open, be gentle. And third, and the most important tactics that work with unrealistic expectation is, for example, let's see who else is there. Tanvi is there. Okay. So let's talk with, so I'll take now Tanvi's name and give the example. So for example, Tanvi and I think same about a situation. And Tanvi checks with me that, you know, this is the thing, what should I do? And I would tell her, I know I am thinking the same thing, but what comes from my mouth will be a little reasonable than what I would have done if I were in Tanvi's place, because that is exactly what always happens in human psychology. When you do yourself, you just do it, no matter how much thinking you have done, you do it, and often you do a lot of mistakes also. But the same situation, when it's somebody else asks for your advice, you would be a little more reasonable. Now, when I am being a little bit more reasonable with Tanvi, simultaneously I'm also telling myself, dude, you should also be listening to this. You should also do this. As often a lot of people tells me, right, whatever advice you are giving to others, please also apply it to yourself. Because it's not only about that person, it's also about teaching yourself back. So that is called, this technique is called the double standard technique. Now, double standard is a negative term used in Hindi movies and a lot of other places. But double standard basically means checking with a person who is on similar page, because that person, whatever they will tell you, will be a little bit more reasonable than what you are telling that person. And that reasonable thing is the reasonable expectation that you can offer. So that's pretty much about expectations, Just remember to be a little bit compassionate, and you will be expecting, but understand whether it is a little realistic, whether you are expecting from the right person. And if you think that the person is faltering or you are faltering, don't put yourself in a, you are not going to die. Things can also be, you can also revolve, you can also change certain situations to your favor. Just to you have done something wrong, to rectify that, do not do another wrong thing. So a wrong decision cannot be actually made into a right decision by doing another wrong thing. So use your sanity a little bit. If you think you do not have that sanity at that point of time, please talk to somebody who will be able to guide you through that situation. And that person can be anybody. Person can be younger than you also, but as long as the person is making sense, please make use of it. Okay. So till then, we have another live coming up this Sunday in Facebook about our upcoming video release, and we will be live with our team. So till then, everyone, situation is very tough outside. Please take care of yourself, and just have faith we will cross this too. Thank you everyone for your time. Good night.